But the bottom line, as general consensus, it was a good decision to pick a special counsel. A lot of confidence in Mr. Mueller. I think the shock to the body is it's now considered a criminal investigation, and Congress's ability to conduct investigations of all things Russia has been severely limited, probably in an appropriate fashion. So I think a lot of members want the special counsel to be appointed, but don't understand that you're pretty well knocked out of the game. And that's probably the way it should be. It was a counterintelligence investigation before now. It seems to me now to be considered a criminal investigation. And what does that mean for the Congress? I find it hard to subpoena records of somebody like Mr. Flynn, who may be subject to a criminal investigation because he has a right not to incriminate himself. As to Mr. Comey, the former director of the FBI, coming before the committee, if I were Mr. Mueller, I would jealously guard the witness pool. So one of the big losers in this decision is the public. We had a really good hearing with Yates and Clapper, where the public could hear what happened with Ms. Yates and Mr. Clapper. I think that opportunity has been lost, maybe for the greater good, but there are a lot of people in that room who are shocked that when a special counsel has been appointed, that Congress has limitations on what we can do. So I've always believed that a counterintelligence investigation did not need a special prosecutor or counsel. A criminal investigation might. The Deputy Attorney General decided to appoint a special counsel, and one of the results of that, the ability of Congress to call people who may be witnesses in an investigation conducted by Mr. Mueller, is going to severely restrict what we can do.
Did the Deputy Attorney General confirm that it is now a criminal investigation?
I never got to ask my question specifically about that. But the takeaway I have is that everything he said was that you need to treat this investigation as if it may be a criminal investigation. So I think the biggest legal change seems to be that Mr. Mueller is going to proceed forward with the idea of a criminal investigation versus a counterintelligence investigation. There was no facts laid out as to why you would change that, but appointing a special counsel has created, I think, a dynamic where Congress is going to have to be very leery of crossing into Mr. Mueller's lane because of the possibility of a criminal investigation.
Does that also mean that the Judiciary Committee won't be able to get the memos that were requested yesterday?
I think Mr. Mueller will just tell us what we can get and what we can't.
So the upshot, Senator, is that your investigation is going to be put on a back burner. And while you're inside, you may not have heard that Joe Lieberman's name has now emerged as a top contender for FBI director. What's your reaction to that?
Well, one of the winners of this decision of appointing a special counsel is the new FBI director, because they don't have to deal with this. I think Joe Lieberman is a pillar of credibility. I think he'd be a good choice. But now you have a special counsel. The new FBI director doesn't have to worry about riding herd over an investigation of the man who appointed him. So I think
that takes care of your concerns that you enunciated last
Senator,
time.
did you get a satisfactory
just said that having a special counsel hurts our country terribly.
Well, he's entitled to his opinion. I would suggest to the president that one has been appointed, honor that decision, cooperate where it's appropriate, fight back when you have legal ability to do so. I've been through this once before with the Clinton administration. Clinton hired an individual lawyer to deal with all things related to Ken Starr so the White House could conduct its business. If I were the president, I'd focus on defending the nation and trying to get his legislative agenda through the Congress. One of the side benefits of this is that now Congress has been pretty much sidelined, not completely, but pretty much, and we can go back to dealing with legislative matters that affect the American people. So the bottom line here is the president may not have liked this decision. It was made. I had questions about it. I honor it. You couldn't have picked a better man to do the job, and I think most people in that meeting are generally okay with the idea of a special counsel. But what they don't quite understand yet is I think this decision has really limited what Congress can do. I find it hard. I would be reluctant to subpoena someone or a document in their possession if I truly believe they may be subject to a criminal investigation.
Senator,
that's not fair to them.
Did you get a satisfactory explanation as to from Rosenstein about why Comey was fired?
I think Mr. Rosenstein viewed the whole process as something Mr. Mueller will speak on, not him.
So what did you think about the explanation?
Were you satisfied with the answers you received about the firing of former FBI Director Comey?
Mr. Rosenstein talked about why he wrote the memo, the fact that he believed that what the FBI director did in July was inappropriate.
Was
then
he
he stepped out
tasked,
his lane.
Senator, was he tasked to write that memo?
He did not. I'll let you ask him that question. Now that we have a special counsel about all things related to the process of the memo, I think you'll need to talk to Mr. Mueller about. I got to go.
All right, thank you very much, Senator.